Alright guys, big MMA news just dropped and there's a lot to unpack today. Dramatic last-second submissions, some serious beef in the welterweight division, legends rolling back the clock, and a few familiar faces making headlines for very different reasons. So let's get straight into it. We'll start with Paddy Pimblett, because yes, Paddy appears to be back to normal. Just 2 weeks after his loss at UFC 324, Pimblett popped up on social media looking very much like the Paddy fans have come to expect outside of camp. The lightweight has never hidden his extreme weight swings, and after his fight with Michael Chandler, he admitted he packed on over 40 pounds in just a single week, pushing close to the 200-pound mark. Despite the shock value, Paddy's track record speaks for itself. He's never missed weight in the UFC and always manages to dial it back in when it matters. This time around, he shared a photo playing paddle with his childhood football hero Steven Gerrard, joking that it's not every day you get moments like that. According to reports, he's also working with a nutritionist now to better manage those dramatic fluctuations. But that's just the warm-up. In one of the most inspiring stories of the year, Andrei Arlovski is officially a two-sport world champion. Yes, at 47 years old. At BKFC Knucklemania in Philadelphia, Arlovski captured the bare-knuckle heavyweight title with a brutal, bloody stoppage win over longtime rival Ben Rothwell. More than 20 years after winning UFC heavyweight gold and nearly 2 decades after their first meeting, Arlovski and Rothwell finally closed their trilogy in gruesome fashion. From the opening bell, Arlovski looked composed and sharp, controlling the exchanges and landing clean. By round 2, Rothwell was leaking badly from a deep cut, and heading into the third, doctors took one look and called it off almost immediately. Rothwell was absolutely covered in blood. What made the moment even bigger was Arlovski's post-fight message. He revealed he's a 3-time cancer survivor and urged anyone battling the disease to never give up, saying life is beautiful and worth fighting for.
Most important, guys, people who in a battle right now with the f***ing cancer, don't give up. I'm a great f***ing example. 3 times cancer survivor. Keep fight. Life is beautiful. The Arlovski method, baby.
Tributes flooded in afterward, including praise from Conor McGregor, who called Arlovski a hero. Fans echoed the sentiment, calling it one of the greatest comeback stories in combat sports history. Hard to argue with that. Meanwhile, over in Dubai, an unexpected crossover moment had fans buzzing. Anthony Joshua was backstage at a PFL event where Usman Nurmagomedov defended his title, and AJ took the time to meet the legendary Dagestan crew, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Javier Mendez, Islam Makhachev, and Umar Nurmagomedov all in one corner. During the interaction, Islam jokingly suggested Joshua should come train in Dagestan, referencing the famous 2 to 3 years in Dagestan meme. Joshua laughed it off, saying he's not disappearing for years, but he'd definitely be open to a 2 or 3 week visit.
How's everything? Everybody that night was making, who was doing that night cardio? Everybody.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
Cardio. We come to support.
Thank you so much.
And you have to come, bro, not just
We come to support.
Thanks so much.
Now let's talk welterweight drama, because Ian Machado Garry has opinions. Garry recently played matchmaker for the entire division, laying out how he thinks the UFC should book the next wave of contenders. Unsurprisingly, he placed himself front and center, saying he should be the one to challenge Islam Makhachev for the welterweight title. According to Garry, Carlos Prates should fight Michael Morales, calling it a power versus power matchup. He also suggested Jack Della Maddalena versus Kamaru Usman.
Everybody has an opinion on who should fight who next in the welterweight division. Here's mine. Carlos Prates versus Michael Morales, because it is 2 power heavy hitters and I want to see who comes out on top. I doubt Morales will take it because the truth is Carlos Prates hits harder. I kind of want to see Carlos and JDM too. But I'm going to match Jack Della Maddalena versus Kamaru Usman. I want to see if Jack can stop the takedown. Has he learned? Can he get better? Can he evolve? And has Kamaru still got the gears to be a young prospect? And finally, the world title fight at welterweight. I want to see the champion Islam Makhachev defend his belt against the #1 contender in the world, Ian Machado Garry. I'm next.
But not everyone appreciated Garry's matchmaking. Michael Morales didn't mince words during a recent podcast appearance, flat out calling Garry annoying. Jorge Masvidal chimed in as well, throwing his own shots at the outspoken contender.
con él. Con Ian Garry sí no nos llevamos muy bien. Sí nos
Yo no
tenemos
creo
un
que nadie
poquito
se
de-
lleve bien con Ian Garry. Ese tipo es un pestapinga, bro.
Fastidioso a morir.
Fastidioso, tiene cara de rata, siempre anda hablando mierda. Tú le dices algo, le dices yo. Sí, para mí que es un penco. Y ojalá que alguien ya lo exponga y le toque la quijada a eso, porque desde que lo toquen, yo ya veo que él no es un peleador. Tú sabes, él puede ganar a peleadores buenos y eso, pero cuando él esté en una pelea que alguien le dé una buena, igual que en la pelea de Carlos Preites, él estaba listo para allá. Él no quería más, él quería que lo salvaran.
Sí,
¿Qué piensas de Carlos?
lo vi. Carlos Prates es bueno, tiene pegada también, sabe dónde tocar al momento de golpear.
In another corner of the MMA world, Alex Pereira showed respect to an old rival. At UFC Vegas 113, Dustin Jacoby survived a rough first round against Julius Walker before unleashing a violent second-round finish. Jacoby dropped Walker with a massive right hand and poured on follow-up shots until the referee stepped in. Pereira, who defeated Jacoby back in their glory kickboxing days, reacted live to the finish and praised Jacoby's evolution. Posting on Instagram, Pereira said Jacoby put respect on his name and deserved a spot in the rankings. Coming from Powhatan, that's high praise.
Started it off, and then he just does not let up from then on. Another right hand melts Walker to the canvas. One more, that was when we thought it was potentially over. Dustin Jacoby definitely did. Lands an uppercut, and then it was probably another 30 seconds of just Dustin Jacoby pouring it on from every which direction. And finally, Dan Murgliata said, okay, enough, you got her done.
And now to one of the biggest performances of the night. Mario Bautista made a massive statement in the UFC Vegas 113 main event with a second-round submission win over Vinicius Oliveira. Bautista controlled the fight, shut down Oliveira's offense, and locked in a beautiful rear-naked choke to force the tap. The win marked Bautista's 9th victory in his last 10 fights, adding Oliveira to a resume that already includes names like Jose Aldo and Patchy Mix. On top of that, Bautista picked up one of the new $100,000 bonuses, finding out live during his post-fight interview. His reaction said it all.
Mario, I just got some news in my ear. You want a bonus?
Oh, hell yeah. There we go. Hell yeah. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
What are you buying?
I'm buying everyone burgers. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's a cherry on top.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm super grateful. That's awesome. Man, it just feels so great to come off a loss, getting a win, main event, and get the bonus. I can't wait to go celebrate my.
Fighters and analysts flooded social media with praise. Henry Cejudo admitted he might have been wrong about Bautista, Michael Chiesa called his transitions poetry in motion, and several others declared him a serious force at bantamweight. But the night didn't end without controversy. In one of the wildest finishes, Jakub Wiklax secured a last-second guillotine submission against Muin Gafurov, or at least, that's what the officials ruled. Gafurov tapped with just 1 second left on the clock, triggering a replay review before the win was confirmed. After the fight, Gafurov disputed the result, claiming he tapped because he thought the final bell had rung. Merab Valishvili, who was cornering Gafurov, backed that explanation, saying his teammate believed the fight was over.
Guys, I'm here with Muin Gafurov at UFC Meta Apex. I was cornering him and I asked him why you tap, and he told me, brother, why you tap?
I heard him bell, brother. I think I'm okay. Why you not open? What the fuck? Open me. But this ring take down.
So how he's saying, how I understand, he's saying he said good, and then when he heard the bell and he tapped, and yeah, that's like such unfortunate. Congratulations to what's his guy's name? Jakub. Congratulations to Jakub. I don't have nothing against him. He's a good fighter, but that's what my brother Muin telling me. He's never tapped to choke, but it's like such unfortunate. That's like I just want to show you guys what happened. I hope you guys enjoyed this fight, and my brother, yeah, he's gonna come back, and yeah.
Gonna come back stronger. Let's go.
You gotta just hang out. Moving.
Wiklax wasn't having it. At the post-fight press conference, he said he clearly felt the tap, heard Gafurov struggling to breathe, and knew the submission was locked in.
I felt that tap, but at start I just, grabbed this gilly, and I was like, maybe it won't be submission, but I tried, and then I can hear his breathing hard, and then I think, in my head I got him, I need to continue that. And then I feel the tap, and then the judge ends the fight. I was screaming, and he's like, it was a time, and No, it wasn't time. It was a tap out. Just rewatch it, and then I'm waiting for a replay, and I see it tapping out, and I was like crazy, you know. I was like, yeah, respect. It was a tough fight, but you tapped out, brother. You tapped out, and I was like repeating it because I knew that, and he was like, just wait, we'll see. But I knew that in my head. He tapped out. I felt that, yeah, and I was completely sure about it.
As always, let me know what you think down in the comments. Was the tap legit? Should Ian Garry actually be next? And how wild would Anthony Joshua in Dagestan really be? Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for all the latest MMA news. We'll catch you in the next one.